So I'll start with showing you an example. Say for example, I'll show you a simple example. So till now what we did is we used to put the object in our object repository. Okay, this is my object repository. I'll add the object. So I've added the web edit agent name web edit in my object repository. So when I drag it over my screen, a default script is generated .set, and I can give some value to it. Okay, that is, say for example, agent name is Ramesh. So when QTP runs this script, what happens it when it comes to line number 1, what it will do is it will search for dialog login, okay, in the object repository. So dialog login is present in my object repository, and then it will, after the period, it will search for WinEdit agent name, that is Windows Edit agent name. So inside beneath dialog login box, it will search for WinEdit agent name. So it will find this object, and then it will look at the properties, that is description properties, ordinal identifier if required, and smart identification if required. Okay, so it will look at the different properties. Say for example, native class is edit in this case, and the attached text is agent name. So once it will read this, it will look at the screen, the dialog box which is open, and it will search for the object which is having the native class edit, that is edit box. So here if you see, there are 2 edit boxes, so it will filter out these 2 edit box. The next thing it will look at the attached text, that is agent name. Now only one of the edit boxes having the attached text agent name, that is the first box, so it will just set the agent name as Ramesh on this box. So this is how we used to work with object repository. Now what we'll do is, we won't be using object repository for identifying the object. So what I'll do is, I'll just delete this object from the object repository. Okay, so using the delete button I can delete the object. So now my object repository doesn't have any object in it. Still QTP will be able to identify this object and perform operation, that is set some agent name on this edit box. Now how do we do it? So first of all, we should know the properties of the object. So I'll open the dialog box. So to know the property of any object, I can do that using the object spy. Okay, so you can see the object spy icon over here. This part has already been explained to you before, so we used it to identify some of the objects in earlier programming, but here I'll be specifically using it for descriptive programming, and descriptive programming needs object spy to a great extent. Okay, so this is one of the prerequisite. So when I click on this and I click on my WinEdit box, so you can see these are the different properties and their values which are associated with my object, that is agent name, WinEdit box. Now what I can do is, for QTP to understand the object dynamically, I need to have some of the important properties of this object, that is WinEdit, and I need to put it in the script itself, so that when QTP runs the script, it will look at the properties and the values in the script, and then it should be able to identify the object. Okay, so instead of using the object repository, I will save the properties, that is the distinguishing properties in the script itself. So what are these properties will be decided by me. Okay,